Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Two news stories. Firstly, a special message sent by Ethiopian PM Abiy to Amir of Qatar, Hamad Tamim ibn Hamad al Sani. What is this special message about? And secondly, is Abiy following in the footsteps of Isas Afwerki? Isas Afwerki generally sends special messages in the form of written letters to the leaders of other countries. Secondly, in Alamata, we saw massive protests on Sunday and Saturday. Amhara residents of the city took to the streets. They chanted slogans against TPLF. They're demanding withdrawal of Tigray fighters. What will Tigray do now? Which counter moves will be made by Tigray, which are being planned reportedly? Because Tigray believes this area is part of Tigray. It has every right to control the area. And what Tigray is doing in southern zone, western zone, Tigray, people are calling it implementation of Pretoria deal. Let's start with the first story. Uh, Abiy seems to be following in the footsteps of Isaias Afwerki, Eritrean president. Isaias, sends special messages to uh, neighboring countries, African countries mostly, and when he wants to send a special message, generally it's about foreign policy, and he sends Usman Saleh and Yemeni Gabriel, the foreign minister and advisor to the president, to neighboring countries, to other African countries. Now, Abiy has sent a special message to an Arab country leader. Qatar is the name of the country. Tamim ibn Hamad al Sani is the Amir of Qatar. There are Amirs, there are uh, heads of state in the Middle Eastern countries. Generally, elections are not held there. Families are ruling. What is this message about? Why was the need for sending a special messenger to Qatar from Ethiopia? Who took this message from Abiy to Amir of Qatar? Finance Minister Ahmed Shide took this message in the form of a letter. He delivered the letter to the Amir of Qatar. Important question is, what is this message about? There could be two important things, I think, which could be linked to this delivery of message from Abiy to Amir of Qatar. Firstly, economy. Uh, Ethiopia is under pressure. IMF, World Bank are telling Ethiopia to devalue. Talks ongoing with IMF for more than a year. No agreement so far. IMF wants Ethiopia to slash the value of birr against dollar by around 50%, 40 to 50, more than 50%. Ethiopia wants to devalue birr only by 5%, 10%. This is one of the sticking points between Ethiopia and IMF, Ethiopia and World Bank. If Ethiopia devalues birr, it will lead to rise in inflation. I did a video this morning. I told you about a statement, not a statement but a letter written by World Food Program reportedly. World Food Program says that if birr is devalued, it could lead to inflation, price hike, rise in the prices of food items, fuel, fertilizers, etc. So Ethiopia is in a difficult position. Devalue of birr will have far-reaching consequences for common man in Ethiopia. Ethiopia can manage to survive, its economy can manage to stay above water if it receives some sort of uh, direct budgetary financial support from some friendly countries. Support a few billion US dollars. Ethiopia needs a few billion US dollars only. If it gets somehow 1 or 2 billion US dollars in the form of hard cash, it can negotiate with IMF from a strong position. That is why Ahmad Shide has been sent by Ethiopian PM to Amir of Qatar. Saudi Arabian business delegation visited Ethiopia a few days ago. 80-member business delegation. Abiy personally met with them. Investments were announced. Agreements were signed. Ethiopia is hoping to receive hard cash from UAE, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. If Ethiopia somehow manages to receive a few billion US dollars from the three countries, it can then negotiate with IMF from a position of strength. It won't have to devalue the birr to a considerable uh, level. That is why Masjid has been sent to Qatar reportedly. Firstly. Secondly, Qatar and Turkey are key allies. Second issue which Ahmad Shidem might raise, which could be mentioned in the letter, is about the Ethiopia-Somali land MOU. Progress being made. Now it seems that the MOU will turn into an agreement. Both sides showing their resolve to translate the MOU into an agreement. Turkey has signed a defense pact with Somalia. Turkey could be one of the obstacles. Turkey and Qatar are key allies. If you remember, a few days ago, Abiy sent a senior delegation to Turkey as well. That delegation had Ethiopian Foreign Minister Taras Selassie and former Ethiopian President as its members. Qatar and Turkey generally are on one page when it comes to international issues, because if you remember, when Saudi Arabia laid siege to Qatar years ago, it was Turkey which supported Qatar. So Qatar can help Ethiopia in improving ties with Turkey. These are two main issues which could be, I think, related to the sending of this special message from Abiy to Amir of Qatar. Second was southern zone, southern Tigray, contested between Tigray and Amhara regions. In April, Tigray fighters entered southern zone and they captured large parts of the area of the zone. Amhara government dismantled Amhara militias, fled, but Amharas are still here in this area. 2 days ago, a youth was killed in Alamata city. Tigray fighters were accused of killing the youth. Then we saw massive protests on Saturday and Sunday against Tigray fighters. Amhara people definitely are here. They're demanding the expulsion of Tigray fighters from Alamata city. What will Tigray do now? Well, what I have learned, I want to share with you, which is not a secret, by the way. When Amhara people took to the streets in Raya a few months ago, if you remember, back then the government was in place, Amhara provisional government. Tigray responded by launching counter rallies. Same could happen to in around near Alamata. We could see counter rallies by Tigrayans. Firstly, secondly, I think more Tigray fighters will try to enter Alamata because it seems that Amhara residents are still in large number in Alamata. Tigrayan IDPs who are from Alamata, from Kormasra, they could not return. So far, their return could not start. I think Tigray would like the speedy return of these IDPs, because if the IDPs start returning and they start entering Alamata, Koram, maybe balance will change. Tigrayan will be in majority. So you will see movement of either Tigray fighters or Tigrayan IDPs into Alamata city, because so far Tigray fighters are overpowered here. Amhara residents outnumber Tigray fighters here. That is why they're demanding the withdrawal of Tigray fighters from the area. Let's see. Situation is volatile. Tigray fighters definitely want to expand their control. Tigray says this area is part of Tigray. It's a violation of Pretoria deal, which what Amara side is doing. And what Tigray is doing is implementing a Pretoria deal. The other side obviously rejects Tigray's position, but tensions there. Let's see how issue is solved. Let's hope issue is solved in a peaceful manner. Thank you for watching.